The Council's mockery. The Galactic Council was a grand assembly. It was held in a massive hall filled with the most powerful alien species in the galaxy. The room was dazzling with bright lights and shimmering decorations. Alien delegates from across the galaxy gathered here to discuss important matters and make decisions that affected the whole universe. Today, however, the Council was not just dealing with routine issues. They were about to meet with representatives from a new member of the galaxy, Earth. The humans had sent their best diplomats to show off their technology, hoping to impress the Council and earn a place among the galaxy's elite. The human delegation was led by Captain Sarah Blake and her team. They arrived in their sleek silver suits, which glinted under the hall's lights. Their guns, carefully packed in cases, were to be the centerpiece of their presentation. Sarah and her team felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. They knew this was their chance to prove that humans were more advanced than the Council thought. As they approached the central stage, the Council members watched with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. These alien beings were a diverse group. Some were tall and elegant, with long flowing robes and eyes that seemed to see through everything. Others were small and covered in scales, moving with quick, darting motions. Each species had its own technology and weaponry, which were far more advanced than human equipment. Captain Sarah cleared her throat and began to speak. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, we are honored to present our technology to you today. We believe our weapons have unique features that may interest you. The Council's leader, a tall alien with a shimmering blue skin and 4 eyes, raised an eyebrow. His name was Xandar. He was known for his sharp wit and keen judgment. "Please proceed," he said with a hint of amusement. Sarah's team carefully opened the cases, revealing the human guns. They were simple in design, compared to the complex, glowing weapons that the Council members were used to. One of the Council members, a being with a silver metallic body, chuckled softly. "Is this it? These primitive tools?" Sarah felt a flush of embarrassment, but continued with confidence. "These primitive tools, as you call them, have been tested in numerous situations. They are highly effective and reliable." As the demonstration began, Sarah's team showcased the gun's features. They explained how the guns were designed for various environments and situations, emphasizing their precision and durability. Despite their efforts, the Council members remained unimpressed. They exchanged glances and whispered among themselves, clearly amused by the human guns. One Council member, a creature with a head like a crystal orb, spoke up. "How quaint. These relics are nothing compared to our energy weapons. They are outdated and inefficient." Sarah's face grew red with frustration, but she kept her composure. "I assure you, our technology has been proven in real combat. We stand by its effectiveness." The Council members continued to mock the human weapons. They were used to high-tech, sleek designs that could vaporize targets with a single shot. To them, human guns seemed like toys. The laughter from the Council echoed through the hall, filling the room with a sense of scorn. Undeterred, Sarah and her team decided to push forward with their demonstration. They set up a series of targets and began to fire, showing the accuracy and range of their guns. The shots were clean and precise, hitting each target perfectly. Still, the Council remained unimpressed. One Council member, with a reptilian appearance and a hissing voice, leaned forward and said, "We have seen enough. It is clear these weapons are not worth our time." The Council members agreed, and the room buzzed with a sense of finality. The human delegation was dismissed, and Sarah and her team were left feeling disheartened. They had come with high hopes, only to be met with ridicule and scorn. As they packed up their equipment, Sarah glanced at her team. They were all visibly upset, but tried to stay positive. "We'll show them," she said, trying to lift their spirits. "We have more to offer than they realize." The human team left the Council hall with their heads held high, despite the mockery they had faced. They were determined to prove their worth, even if it meant challenging the Council's perceptions of human technology. Little did they know, their chance to show the true power of their guns was just around the corner. The Council's laughter and dismissiveness would soon turn into surprise and respect. But for now, the humans walked away from the hall, knowing they had a long road ahead to change the Council's views. The human show and tell the next day, the Galactic Council convened for another session. The hall was still filled with the grandeur and awe-inspiring technology that made the council's space so impressive. The human delegation was back, ready for their second chance to prove themselves. Captain Sarah Blake and her team were more determined than ever. They knew they had to make a strong impression to change the council's minds. Sarah and her team arrived early, setting up their display with care. They wanted to make sure everything was perfect this time. The room was filled with whispers and curious glances from the council members. Many were still skeptical about the human technology. They had already seen the simple design of the human guns and were not impressed. But today, the humans planned to show more than just their weapons. The leader of the council, Xandar, entered the hall with his usual grace. His 4 eyes scanned the room, taking in the preparations with a hint of curiosity. He took his seat and the other council members followed. The air was tense with anticipation, and the humans could feel the weight of their audience's expectations. Sarah stepped forward and cleared her throat. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, thank you for allowing us another opportunity to present our technology. Today, we will not only demonstrate the guns, but also provide a detailed explanation of their effectiveness and versatility. The council members nodded, some still showing traces of amusement on their faces. Sarah's team started the presentation by first explaining the basics of their weapons. They highlighted the materials used in the construction, the design principles, and the rigorous testing the guns had undergone. One of the team members, Lieutenant Mark, took center stage. He picked up one of the guns and began to explain its features. "This is the X-42 assault rifle," he said. "It is designed for both precision and rapid-fire situations. It has a modular design, allowing for various attachments and modifications." The council members listened, some with a hint of skepticism still in their eyes. Lieutenant Mark continued, showing how the gun could be adjusted for different types of combat scenarios. He attached a scope, a grenade launcher, and other accessories, demonstrating the flexibility of the weapon. Sarah then pointed to a set of targets arranged at various distances around the room. "We have set up these targets to show the accuracy and range of our guns. We will start with a basic shooting demonstration." The council members leaned in, their curiosity piqued. Sarah's team began firing at the targets, and the guns performed flawlessly. Each shot hit its mark with precision, and the targets were quickly knocked down. The display was impressive, but the council members' expressions remained neutral. Xandar, with his 4 eyes focused intently, raised a hand to pause the demonstration. "Your guns seem accurate, but accuracy alone does not make a weapon effective. How do they hold up in real combat situations? We need to see more than just a controlled environment." Sarah nodded, anticipating this question. "We have prepared a simulation to show how our guns perform under more challenging conditions. We hope this will give you a better understanding of their capabilities." The team set up the simulation equipment, which included holographic projectors and moving targets. The room was transformed into a dynamic combat environment, with targets appearing and moving unpredictably. The human team members geared up and began the simulation. The simulation started, and the room became a flurry of activity. The moving targets were hit with incredible accuracy and speed. The guns proved to be highly effective in this more demanding setup. The council members watched with growing interest, their initial skepticism beginning to wane. One council member, a being with a serpentine body and glowing eyes, leaned over to Xandar and whispered something. Xandar's eyes widened slightly as he took in the performance. The simulation continued, showing how the guns handled various combat scenarios, including rapid fire and precision shooting under stress. As the simulation ended, the room was filled with a sense of awe. The council members were silent, their earlier dismissiveness replaced by a newfound respect. Xandar stood up and addressed the human team. "I must admit, your demonstration has been more impressive than anticipated. The effectiveness of your guns in this simulation is noteworthy." Sarah and her team exchanged relieved smiles. They had worked hard to prepare for this moment, and their efforts were starting to pay off. "Thank you, Xandar," Sarah replied. "We believe that our technology, while simple in design, offers practical and effective solutions for various situations." The council members began to discuss among themselves, their conversations filled with a sense of admiration for the human guns. The atmosphere in the hall had shifted from skepticism to respect. Sarah and her team knew that their hard work had made an impact, but they also understood that there was still more to prove. As the session concluded, Xandar approached Sarah and her team. "We appreciate your patience and perseverance. Your presentation has changed our perception of human technology. We look forward to seeing more of what Earth has to offer." Sarah thanked him and nodded, feeling a sense of accomplishment. The human delegation had managed to turn the tide of opinion within the council. They had shown that even simple technology could have a significant impact when applied effectively. As they left the hall, Sarah and her team felt a renewed sense of hope. Their demonstration had opened the door to new opportunities, and they were eager to continue proving their worth to the Galactic Council. The surprise attack. The next day, the Galactic Council was buzzing with excitement. The demonstration of human technology had stirred interest among many council members. Some were eager to see what else humans had to offer, while others remained skeptical. The human delegation, led by Captain Sarah Blake, had been invited to participate in a special meeting where they would discuss future collaborations. Captain Sarah and her team arrived at the council hall early, preparing for what they hoped would be a productive discussion. They were still on a high from their successful demonstration, hoping to build on that momentum. Their equipment was neatly arranged, and they were ready to engage in talks about potential alliances and joint projects. The council members took their seats, and the room was filled with a mix of anticipation and curiosity. Xandar, the council's leader, was in a good mood, acknowledging the human team with a nod of approval. The meeting was about to begin when an unexpected alert flashed across the hall's communication system. A deep rumbling sound echoed through the chamber, and the lights flickered. The council members looked around in confusion. Xandar's eyes narrowed, and he raised his hand to get everyone's attention. "What is happening?" Before anyone could answer, the room's large screens crackled to life, showing a view of the outer space surrounding the council's headquarters. The screens displayed several alien ships approaching at high speed. The ships were not on any official list of allies or recognized factions. They were marked as hostile. A tense silence fell over the room. Sarah's team quickly assessed the situation. "Captain Blake, those ships are not on any diplomatic records," one of Sarah's team members said, anxiety evident in his voice. Xandar's voice was calm but urgent. "It appears we are under attack. The Council's defenses are not yet activated. We need to act quickly." Without hesitation, Sarah turned to her team. "Prepare the guns. We need to be ready to defend the Council and ourselves." The human team sprang into action, retrieving their weapons and checking their equipment. Xandar watched with a mixture of curiosity and concern. The Council's own security forces were scrambling to activate their defenses, but it was clear they would not be ready in time. As the alien ships drew closer, the atmosphere in the hall became increasingly tense. The approaching ships were now visible through the large windows. They were dark and menacing, bristling with weaponry. It was clear that these were no ordinary ships. They had the look of ruthless invaders. Sarah and her team moved to strategic positions, setting up their guns and preparing for the worst. The council members, who had once laughed at human technology, now watched with growing respect and concern. Xandar approached Sarah. "Do you think your weapons will be enough to fend off these attackers?" Sarah nodded, her expression determined. "Our guns are more effective than they look. We're prepared for this." The sound of blaster fire and explosions filled the air as the alien ships began their assault. The Council's defenses struggled to respond, their energy shields flickering under the onslaught. Sarah's team took aim and began firing at the incoming ships. The human guns roared to life, sending a series of precise shots toward the alien ships. Each shot struck its target, causing explosions and forcing the invaders to maneuver away. The effectiveness of the human weapons became clear as the alien ships started to retreat under the relentless fire. Xandar's eyes widened in amazement as he watched the human guns in action. "I had no idea your weapons could be so powerful in combat." Sarah continued to fire with steady hands, coordinating with her team to cover different angles and targets. The battle was intense, but the human guns proved to be highly effective. The alien ships that once seemed invincible were now being pushed back. The Council's security forces managed to activate their defenses just in time to provide additional support. Energy shields and plasma cannons joined the fight, adding to the chaos of the battle. The combined efforts of the human weapons and the Council's defenses started to turn the tide. As the alien ships were driven off, the hall was filled with cheers and sighs of relief. The Council members looked at the human team with newfound respect. Xandar approached Sarah, his expression serious but appreciative. "You have done more than prove your weapons. You have saved us from a serious threat." Sarah nodded, catching her breath. "We were just doing what needed to be done. We're glad we could help." The Council began to assess the damage and coordinate repairs. The alien attack had been a reminder of the galaxy's ever-present dangers. The humans had shown that their technology, though simple, was more than capable of standing up to such threats. As the excitement of the battle faded, Sarah and her team were congratulated by the Council members. The mood in the hall had shifted dramatically. The once dismissive Council now saw the humans in a new light. Their weapons had proven to be invaluable in a crisis, and the Council's perception of human technology had changed. Sarah and her team were relieved, but knew that this was just the beginning. They had earned the respect of the Council, but they also understood that there was still much to be done. The battle had opened the door to new possibilities and future collaborations. As they prepared to leave the hall, they felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Turning the tide. The aftermath of the alien attack left the Galactic Council in a state of disarray. The once grand hall was now filled with debris and damage from the battle. Council members and their staff worked quickly to repair the damage, while Sarah and her team helped wherever they could. Despite the chaos, there was a new sense of camaraderie in the air. Captain Sarah Blake and her team were hailed as heroes. The Council members who had once mocked their technology now approached them with genuine gratitude. Xandar, the leader of the Council, was especially appreciative. He had seen firsthand the effectiveness of the human weapons and understood their value in the galaxy. The following day, the Council convened again. This time, the atmosphere was different. The Council members were eager to discuss how to move forward and prevent future attacks. Sarah and her team were invited to attend, and they were prepared to offer their assistance in any way possible. As the meeting began, Xandar addressed the Council with a serious tone. "Yesterday's attack was a wake-up call. We have seen the strength of the human technology, and it is clear that we need to reconsider our approach to security and defense." A murmur of agreement swept through the room. The Council members were now fully aware of the capabilities of the human guns and the value they could bring to their defense strategies. The meeting quickly turned into a brainstorming session on how to improve their collective security. Sarah and her team listened attentively. They had come to offer their help, but they also wanted to understand the broader picture. They knew that cooperation with the Council could lead to stronger alliances and better defense systems for everyone involved. One Council member, a tall being with luminescent skin, spoke up. "We need to integrate the human technology into our defense systems. If their guns can hold off such a powerful attack, they will be a valuable addition to our arsenal." Another member, a creature with a long flowing mane of light, nodded in agreement. "We should also consider joint training exercises. The humans have shown that they can operate their weapons effectively in real combat. Learning from them could enhance our own skills." Xandar turned to Sarah. "Captain Blake, how do you feel about collaborating on a joint defense initiative? Your technology has proven itself, and we would like to explore how we can work together to improve our defenses." Sarah's face lit up with a mixture of relief and determination. "We are more than willing to cooperate. We believe that working together will make us all stronger and more prepared for future threats." The Council agreed to the proposal, and plans were quickly put into motion. Sarah and her team began working closely with the Council's defense experts. They shared their knowledge, conducted joint training exercises, and integrated their technology into the Council's existing systems. The joint efforts led to significant improvements in the Council's defenses. The human guns were modified to work seamlessly with the Council's advanced technology, creating a powerful new defense system. Training exercises demonstrated the effectiveness of the combined forces, and the Council members grew more confident in their new capabilities. As the days passed, the Council's respect for the human technology continued to grow. The once dismissive attitudes had transformed into genuine admiration. The human team, in turn, gained valuable insights from the Council's advanced technology and strategies. One evening, after a particularly successful training session, Xandar hosted a celebration to honor the new alliance. The hall was filled with a festive atmosphere, and the Council members mingled with Sarah and her team. There was laughter, conversation, and a sense of unity that had not been present before. Xandar raised a glass to toast the new partnership, to the strength of our new alliance and the shared future we are building. We have learned much from each other, and together we will be better prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead. The Council members cheered, and Sarah's team felt a deep sense of accomplishment. They had come to the Galactic Council to prove their worth, and they had succeeded in more ways than they had imagined. Their technology had made a difference, and their collaboration with the Council had created a stronger defense system for the entire galaxy. As the celebration continued, Sarah took a moment to reflect on the journey. They had faced skepticism, ridicule, and a dangerous attack, but they had emerged victorious. The respect they had earned from the Council was a testament to their hard work and dedication. The new alliance with the Galactic Council opened doors to future opportunities and collaborations. Sarah and her team knew that their journey was far from over, but they were excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. They had turned the tide from being underestimated to becoming valuable allies in the galaxy. As the evening drew to a close, Sarah looked around at her team and the Council members. There was a sense of hope and excitement in the air, and she knew that they were on the cusp of something great. The future was bright, and they were ready to face it together. Realization and respect. In the weeks following the successful defense and the formation of the new alliance, the Galactic Council had undergone a profound transformation. What started as a skeptical view of human technology had evolved into genuine respect and admiration. The once dismissive Council members now recognized the value of the human contributions and the strength of their new alliance. Captain Sarah Blake and her team continued to work closely with the Council. They were deeply involved in integrating human technology into the Council's defense systems, conducting joint training exercises, and sharing knowledge. The collaboration had been productive, and the results were impressive. The combined defense capabilities had reached new heights. One day, Xandar called for a special meeting. The Council Hall, which had been buzzing with activity and improvement, was now quiet and focused. The atmosphere was filled with a sense of anticipation. Sarah and her team, along with key members of the Council, gathered for the meeting. Xandar addressed the assembly with a serious but warm tone. Esteemed members of the Council and honored guests, today we are here to acknowledge a significant change in our perspective. Our recent experiences have taught us much about the strength and value of our human allies. He turned to Sarah and her team. When the humans first arrived, there was doubt and skepticism about their technology and capabilities. Many of us underestimated what they could offer. However, the events of the past weeks have shown us the true power of their contributions. Sarah and her team exchanged appreciative glances. They had worked hard to prove their worth, and it was gratifying to see their efforts recognized. Xandar continued. The defense system we have developed together is now among the strongest in the galaxy. This is due in large part to the innovations and expertise brought by the human delegation. One of the Council members, a tall figure with a shimmering robe, spoke up. We have seen firsthand how the human technology performs under real combat conditions. It is not just the power of their weapons, but also their tactical skill and determination that have impressed us. Another member, a being with a series of glowing appendages, added, Our joint training sessions have revealed the depth of human ingenuity. We have learned much from their approach to problem solving and their adaptability in the face of challenges. The meeting shifted to a more personal tone as Xandar presented Sarah and her team with special commendations. Each member received a beautifully crafted medallion, a symbol of their contribution and a token of respect from the Council. Sarah accepted her medallion with a smile, feeling a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. Thank you, Xandar, Sarah said. We are honored to receive these commendations. It has been a privilege to work with the Council and to contribute to our shared goals." Xandar nodded, his expression reflecting sincere gratitude. "The respect we now hold for human technology and its creators is well-deserved. We recognize that our previous judgments were short-sighted. Your bravery and skill have earned our admiration." As the meeting concluded, the atmosphere was filled with a sense of unity and respect. The council members and the human team had forged a strong bond, one that was built on mutual understanding and shared experiences. The skepticism of the past had been replaced by a genuine appreciation for each other's strengths. Outside the council hall, Sarah and her team took a moment to reflect on their journey. The path had been challenging, filled with moments of doubt and difficulty. Yet their perseverance and dedication had led to this moment of realization and respect. They had not only proven their technology, but had also demonstrated the value of cooperation and collaboration. The new alliance with the Galactic Council promised a future of continued growth and mutual benefit. The lessons learned from their joint efforts would shape their approach to future challenges and opportunities. Sarah felt a renewed sense of purpose as she looked toward the future, knowing that their work had made a lasting impact. As the sun set over the council's headquarters, casting a warm glow over the hall, Sarah and her team gathered for a quiet moment of celebration. They had achieved something remarkable, and the respect they had earned was a testament to their hard work and dedication. In the days that followed, the partnership between humans and the Galactic Council continued to strengthen. Joint missions, research projects, and defense initiatives became common as the two groups worked together to address new threats and opportunities. The respect that had been earned through hard work and collaboration laid the foundation for a strong and lasting alliance. Sarah knew that the journey was far from over. There would be new challenges and discoveries on the horizon. But as she looked around at her team and the council members, she felt confident and hopeful. The realization of their mutual respect had opened the door to a bright and promising future. Forming new bonds, the days after the Council's commendation were busy and filled with activity. The Galactic Council and the human team had begun to work together on several new projects. The atmosphere was one of cooperation and excitement, with both sides eager to explore the potential of their new partnership. Captain Sarah Blake and her team found themselves at the center of many discussions and meetings. They were involved in planning joint missions, developing new technologies, and integrating human innovations into the Council's systems. The respect and admiration they had earned were evident in the way they were treated by Council members and their staff. One morning, Xandar invited Sarah to a special event designed to celebrate and solidify the new alliance. The event was to be held in the Council's Grand Assembly Hall, a beautiful and expansive space adorned with intricate designs and glowing lights. It was a place where important decisions were made and where alliances were forged. As Sarah and her team arrived at the assembly hall, they were greeted warmly by the council members. The hall was decorated with banners and symbols representing both human and council achievements. The atmosphere was festive, and there was a sense of anticipation in the air. Xandar welcomed everyone with a smile. "Today, we are here not just to celebrate our accomplishments, but to strengthen the bonds between our two groups. The alliance we have formed is more than a strategic partnership. It is a friendship built on mutual respect and shared goals." The event began with a series of speeches and presentations. Both human and council representatives took turns sharing their experiences and expressing their appreciation for the collaboration. The speeches highlighted the progress made and the future goals of their partnership. Sarah took the stage and spoke about the journey they had been on. "When we first arrived, there were many challenges and uncertainties, but through hard work and mutual respect, we have built something truly special. This alliance is a testament to what we can achieve when we work together." The audience, a mix of council members and human team members, applauded. It was clear that the bond between the two groups was strong and growing stronger. The speeches were followed by a series of activities designed to foster interaction and camaraderie. One of the activities was a series of team-building exercises where humans and council members worked together to solve various challenges. These exercises were designed to test their ability to collaborate and communicate effectively. They ranged from physical tasks to problem-solving scenarios, each one aimed at building trust and teamwork. Sarah and Xandar were paired up for one of the exercises. They had to work together to navigate a complex obstacle course that required coordination and strategy. As they worked side by side, they found themselves enjoying the challenge and learning more about each other's strengths. Through their collaboration, Sarah and Xandar developed a deeper understanding and appreciation for each other's skills. Sarah admired Xandar's strategic thinking and calm demeanor, while Xandar was impressed by Sarah's resourcefulness and leadership. After the exercises, the event continued with a grand banquet. The hall was filled with delicious food and lively conversation. Humans and council members mingled, sharing stories and experiences. There was laughter and camaraderie as people from different backgrounds came together in a spirit of friendship. During the banquet, Xandar took the opportunity to make a special announcement. In recognition of our successful partnership and the new bonds we have formed, we are establishing a joint task force. This task force will focus on exploring new opportunities for collaboration and addressing challenges that may arise. The announcement was met with cheers and applause. The creation of the joint task force was a significant step forward in their alliance. It would provide a structured way to continue their collaboration and ensure that their combined efforts were directed toward common goals. Sarah was excited about the new task force. This is a fantastic development. It will allow us to continue working closely together and tackle new challenges as a unified team. I look forward to the opportunities ahead. As the evening drew to a close, Sarah and her team felt a deep sense of satisfaction. The event had been a success, and the bonds between the humans and the council were stronger than ever. The partnership was not just a strategic alliance, but a genuine friendship that had been built through shared experiences and mutual respect. The new task force would play a crucial role in shaping the future of their collaboration. It was an opportunity to explore new ideas, address emerging threats, and continue the work that had been started. Both humans and council members were eager to see where this new chapter would lead. As Sarah and her team left the assembly hall, they looked forward to the future with hope and optimism. The alliance with the Galactic Council had opened doors to new possibilities and adventures. The bonds they had formed were strong, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in their shared goals and aspirations. The journey had been long and challenging, but it had also been rewarding. The respect and friendship that had been forged were a testament to what could be achieved when people from different backgrounds came together with a common purpose. With the formation of the Joint Task Force, the future was full of promise and potential. A new chapter. The formation of the Joint Task Force marked the beginning of an exciting new chapter for the Galactic Council and the human team. With their partnership firmly established, both groups were eager to dive into new projects and face fresh challenges together. The sense of unity and shared purpose was palpable, and the future seemed full of possibilities. Captain Sarah Blake and her team were busy preparing for their first major mission with the Council's new task force. The mission was to explore a distant star system that had recently shown signs of unusual energy readings. It was an opportunity to put their combined skills and technology to the test. The task force had been divided into several teams, each with specific roles and responsibilities. Sarah's team was assigned to handle the tactical operations and analysis of the energy readings, while the Council's experts focused on scientific research and technological integration. As they prepared for the mission, Sarah and Xandar discussed their plans. "We've got a lot riding on this mission," Sarah said. "It's our first big test as a joint team, and we need to make sure everything goes smoothly." Xandar nodded in agreement. "Absolutely. We've worked hard to build this partnership, and now it's time to show what we can achieve together. Let's ensure our teamwork and preparation are flawless." The day of the mission arrived, and the task force gathered at the launch station. The atmosphere was one of excitement and determination. The team was ready, and the spacecraft was fully equipped with the latest technology from both humans and the Council. Sarah's team boarded their section of the spacecraft, while the Council members took their positions. The countdown began, and as the engines roared to life, the spacecraft lifted off from the station. The crew settled into their roles, and the journey to the distant star system began. The trip through space was smooth, with the spacecraft navigating through the vast expanse of stars and planets. The crew used the time to review their plans and ensure that all systems were functioning properly. Communication between the human and council teams was seamless, reflecting the strong bond they had formed. As they approached the target star system, the energy readings grew more intense. The spacecraft slowed as it entered the system, and the crew began their analysis. Sarah and her team worked alongside the council's scientists, sharing information and discussing their findings. The star system was unlike anything they had encountered before. The energy readings suggested the presence of advanced technology, but its source was unclear. The task force decided to investigate further by sending out probes and conducting scans of the nearby planets and space stations. The first probe to return brought back intriguing data. It indicated the presence of an artificial structure orbiting one of the planets. The structure was enormous and seemed to be emitting a powerful energy signal. The task force decided to investigate the structure up close. As they approached the structure, the spacecraft was met with an unexpected challenge. The structure seemed to be protected by a sophisticated energy field that interfered with their sensors and communications. The crew had to work together to find a way to bypass the field and gain access to the structure. Sarah and Xandar led the efforts, combining their knowledge and expertise. The human technology proved invaluable in deciphering the energy patterns, while the Council's advanced equipment helped stabilize the sensors. After hours of work, they successfully managed to penetrate the energy field and dock with the structure. Inside, they found a sprawling network of corridors and chambers. The structure appeared to be an ancient facility, possibly left behind by a long-lost civilization. The team explored the facility, gathering data and artifacts that could provide clues about its origin and purpose. As they delved deeper into the structure, they discovered evidence of a powerful and advanced technology that had been dormant for centuries. The facility was equipped with energy systems far beyond anything they had seen before. It was clear that the technology could have significant implications for their own defense systems, and when the mission was complete, the task force returned to their spacecraft with a wealth of information and new technology. The journey back to their home base was filled with discussions about their findings and plans for future research. The success of the mission had strengthened their partnership even further. Upon their return, the Galactic Council held a special ceremony to celebrate the successful completion of the mission. The council members praised the task force for their hard work and achievements. Sarah and her team were honored with awards and recognition for their contributions. The ceremony was a fitting end to their first major mission as a joint task force. It was a clear indication of the strength and potential of their new alliance. The bonds they had formed through their shared experiences had created a foundation for future successes. As Sarah looked around at her team and the council members, she felt a deep sense of satisfaction. The journey had been challenging, but it had also been incredibly rewarding. They had proven that their partnership was more than just a strategic alliance. It was a true collaboration built on trust, respect, and shared goals. With the successful mission behind them, Sarah and her team looked forward to the new chapter of their partnership. The future was bright, and they were ready to face whatever challenges and opportunities lay ahead. Together, they would continue to explore, discover, and build a better future for all.